Hi, and welcome back to the Leif is Good podcast. Today I am joined by my co host, Anders Peterson, and our guest, Axel Peterson. Axel, thank you for being on the show.
It's nice being back.
Um, you don't like mac and cheese.
I do not like mac and cheese.
Well, it's like I always say, if you give a mouse a cookie, he eats for a day. If you teach a mouse to fish,
Cookie.
he eats no more cookies.
No one has ever said that. Axel, why don't you like mac and cheese?
it's yellow.
It's actually orange.
That's the. But not all mac and cheese is yellow.
Yeah, they are.
What kind of mac and cheese you eat?
Mmm.
The one that I vomited.
You're
That's-
eating
that's why I don't like
mac and cheese.
Yeah.
And you vomited.
Well, did you know orange without red is really just
Orange.
yellow?
Oh.
So maybe someone took the red out of your...
It's not okay. Axel, you are a big Risk fan.
Yes.
You love the board game Risk.
Yeah.
Risk is it's called the game of strategic conquest, where you take over the world with
Yeah.
soldiers.
Yeah.
And you're as we have already talked about, you're obsessed with war.
Yeah.
Why do you want to take over the world?
Tell us about war.
Well, first off, I treat war, as a playground. There's people on it, people not on it. So, I
Let
just
me
like
ask
killing-
you, what grade are you in?
That is a good question.
That's a very good question.
You ever notice that when like especially when we were at Mom and I were at college Q&As, there would always be someone who would ask a really dumb question, and then the person answering the question would be that's a great question.
What grade are you in?
That's
Sometimes I say that
and
too.
then I would just look at the person like, no, that wasn't a good question.
Yeah.
Why are you saying it was a good question?
Yeah.
That was not a good question.
How does it feel to know that your school got
Got what? What did they get?
a break on spring while we don't?
Yeah, do you have anything to say to the people who don't have spring break?
Due to the school system's lack of
It's their fault for
observance,
going into
eyes, due to their lack of eyes. Where are the eyes? What did you do to its eyes?
Well,
You know that movie?
no.
No,
Isn't
that's
that
that's
song?
the hills.
That's actually no. Rosemary's Baby.
Oh, that was
With the girl from It.
Rosemary.
Yes. You know that girl from It with the short hair?
She traveled back in time, and she did the movie.
No, she was the baby. She was the baby.
I think it's your fault that
She
you went
was-
to that school.
She was the baby.
He has a good point. You did go to your school. You do go to your school.
Yep. Sometimes.
What's your perfect society, Axel?
Red.
Like if you could have like a restaurant and then like
I'm talking
build a
about
strip mall for us.
if you had a country, let's call it Axel Land. If you had Axel Land, what would your civilization be like? How would it function? What would the people be like?
And
What would the government be like, if there even is a government?
what would the strip malls be like?
Well,
What would be your nation's beverage of choice?
That wasn't the question.
It's a good question.
Communist, definitely. Selling
What's
nothing
up with these
wrong.
left-handed mugs? Can we? I think they
Can I
need to work
finish
on
my
making
answer?
more right-handed mugs.
Thank you. Definitely communist. I think at least every block there's gonna be like 2 gulags. We could fit that in there.
Okay.
Prices would be
No.
high.
Okay. So you are really also big. You really like Norse mythology.
What's your favorite horse?
That's a very good question.
I like Bjorn.
Next question.
Next question.
Bjorn, you know that horse?
I know. What's his name? Yes, I do. And what's War? You remember that movie War Horse?
Where
No,
there's
I
a
don't
horse and there's a war.
No,
And there's that other movie with the horses, 12 Strong, with Chris Hemsworth. It was like I think
Was
it
he?
was like,
He played a horse. He played a horse.
Was he the black one?
on a question that won't get us demonetized.
I already asked that one.
Oh, I got one. Talk about some of your favorite albums.
Albums of like which band? All of
Any
it?
band, any album that really
Just
any
talk
album.
about
tickles
any,
your fancy.
any album that tickles your fancy. Just talk about it. I know
Well,
one of
there's that one with Rick Astley.
That's a single. That's not an album.
No,
Can
no,
you
there's that
sing it for
album.
us?
Can you sing it? Can you sing it for us?
No, we can't.
What? How does it?
no strangers to love.
For all the viewers who don't know Axel personally, he really likes to dance. So today on our show, Axel will do a dance for us.
Yeah.
Axel,
Do your best moonwalk.
this is my favorite one of yours. This is the best dance.
Oh, you. Well, I'm sure someone will find this funny. Any more questions?
Well, so most people, especially nowadays, because fashion is becoming more of a necessity. It's becoming like bread and butter for life.
It's
now.
not even becoming bread and butter. It's just becoming.
It's just becoming. I wonder where you get your fashion influence from.
I definitely think Barney is the best one with all the bright colors.
Barney doesn't wear clothes.
Wasn't that man arrested for
One of them was arrested
for
for
smoking weed in his suit?
No, one of them was arrested for
Smoking
I think
weed
sexual
in his
assault,
suit.
and then another one was had crack in his tail. He had a
Bestiality?
crack under. He had a butt crack.
So they took him. Yeah, that was illegal.
Yep.
Is that normal to have a crack between your lower back, your really lower back? Have you ever seen that movie Surf's Up?
Penguins. Is that one?
Oh yeah, that one.
You're definitely not thinking of the right one though.
I'm not.
You're probably thinking of Happy Feet.
I was thinking the same thing.
No,
Oh,
I remember.
the-
Offset.
And who's the guy who's saying? Who's the guy? He's saying Heartbreak Hotel.
Oh yeah, Elvis.
Yeah. No, his name in the movie was like Memphis.
It was Memphis. I think it was Memphis. Like Memphis, Tennessee. Like Memphis, Tennessee.
Good memories.
You've never been to Tennessee.
Parks and Rec, or The Office.
Or Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I'm
I
personally
think
a fan
that-
of Parks. I like Parks a lot.
I think-
Unfortunately, they're closed down
I like
now,
Rec.
but I like.
I think The Office's funny moments are really ironic and kind of like self-aware, but I feel like with Parks and Rec, that story is just so easy to follow, and the characters are all so developed, and there's so much character in the characters.
It's not just an Office.
Yeah, it's Parks and Recs.
It's two things. killing two stones with one bird.
It's not.
I like to say.
Yeah. Killing two stones.
What's your favorite opera song?
That's actually a really hard one. That's a very good question. My favorite.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. These people at Q&As would ask these stupid fucking questions, and then the person who was getting the questions would be like, "That's a great question."
Yeah.
Shut up. I'd like to thank Axel Peterson for being on our show again.
I wouldn't.
Ha ha ha!